Hello and welcome to Travel in the Know with me, Philip Saunders. And today is all about being at great heights in the United Kingdom. We're in the Cairngorm Mountains and we're going to go on the Cairngorm Mountain Funicular Railway, which is the highest railway in the United Kingdom, also boasting the highest railway station and I believe also the highest restaurant. Basically, I'm looking forward to a day of discovery and superlatives. So let's head towards the Cairngorm Mountain Railway. Let's go, let the adventure begin. I've been coming here with my family for years and I cannot remember it ever having been this warm. So I imagine that if I actually walk to the summit, it's going to be tougher than usual. Just look at the blue skies, amazing. You can also see from the base station map how popular this place is in the winter because the map is entirely covered in snow. And this is of course a prime snowy ski resort in the winter. One thing I really like is the fact that if you buy a ticket, a return ticket, it's a day ticket. So you can go up and down as many times as you like. I think that's something that some other attractions could learn from. And it's certainly brilliant if you're making a vlog because you can get all the shots that you want. So let's go and buy a ticket. This is also a great nostalgic reminder of how you used to get up and down the mountainside before the mountain railway arrived. As a younger guy, that's how me and my brother went up and down to the top of the summit. The greatness and dignity and calm of the Cairngorms cast their spell over the spirit, Sir Henry Alexander. And as you enter, there's a useful chart which explains the history of skiing in the Cairngorms. And it's interesting to see that it really started at the beginning of the 1960s and then got going a lot more from 1970 onwards. And various chairlifts opened in 1974, the Westwall chairlift and the Coiranasiste, no idea if that's pronounced correctly. And then came the idea of the Cairngorm Funicular Railway, which has been a bit of a start-stop project, if we're honest, although not quite as bad as HS2 south of the border in England. The railway originally opened in 2001 and had 17 years of highly successful operations until it had to close in 2018 due to structural issues. The repairs took rather longer than expected and it only reopened in January 2023. Unfortunately, it then had to shut down again in August 2023. Finally, and with great pride, on the 4th of December 2024, that's last year, the Highlands and Islands Enterprise said they expected it to be open by the end of the year. But even those plans weren't met, and it was finally reopened in February 2025. And I do feel very fortunate that the railway is operating, because it had to close again from the 12th of May 2025 to the 2nd of June. For 3 weeks for maintenance work that had become necessary on the concrete viaduct. I would like to take this opportunity to wish the Cairngorm Mountain Railway every success in having a trouble-free operation and bringing great enjoyment to ramblers, visitors and skiers in the winter. There's a reminder here that it's not only the UK's highest restaurant, but it's also the highest gym bar. Happy days! You can buy slightly reduced tickets for the actual railway online, and they cost £17 if you buy them in advance rather than £19, and that's for unlimited travel throughout the day. Just to fill you in on the other prices, £11.50 for a junior, senior at £16, student £16, and then there are some family rates that you can see as well.
down the train, I'll be opening the doors on the right hand side to let you exit. Thanks for visiting Cairngorm Mountain today. Hope you enjoyed your visit.
There's no question, it's great fun going up and down on the Cairngorm Mountain Railway, but there is one disadvantage, which is that you can't actually get outside of the visitor centre. And on the way up, some Germans were talking to me and they felt a little bit upset about that because they wanted to, but perhaps weren't fit enough. Interestingly enough though, once the environmental reasons were explained to them, like most German people, they are passionate about the environment and understood. But I really want to get up the mountain, so I'm going to do it on foot, which should take between 45 minutes and an hour and 15 minutes. The challenge is that despite this stunningly gorgeous weather, and it is quite warm as well, it takes between 45 minutes and an hour and a quarter, as I think I may have just said, and storms are forecast. So I better get on with the walk, particularly as it's uphill. I almost certainly won't show you images of me huffing and puffing, but you can be sure that that will be the reality. See you a bit later. I'm about a third of the way up now and I'm totally puffed. A long way still to go. It's going to take me well over an hour. It may be only a third of the way, but the view is already stunning. This is a real temptation to go back down the mountain, but that would be the cowardly way out, and travel in the know always goes further for you, its dear viewers. I keep reminding myself it's only the 6th highest mountain in Scotland. It's not one of the Ben Nevis Munros, and I thought about hiking that. I wouldn't have made it, let's be honest. Oh, the car park seems such a long way away. Onwards. It's quite a bit tougher than I remember, but I've reached the switchbacks now. Still a little way to go, and I can hear distant rumbling of thunder as well. Somehow I've made it to the top before the storms arrive. I'm completely and utterly destroyed. You see, it definitely says Day Lodge down there, and I came from the other direction. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. The peak of Cairngorm is just up there. So I've come in through the dedicated walkers entrance, and now here behind me is the restaurant and bar, the highest restaurant in the United Kingdom. Now I think normally I probably wouldn't try it, but I definitely need some glucose at the very least, so let's go and take a look. In terms of food, they've got soup of the day, whatever that is, chicken and leek pie £16.50, venison chilli £16.50, beef goulash £16.50, vegetable curry £14.50, and chips, a portion of chips is £6. There's also a mushroom and brie tart with salad for £8.50. Let me just ask for service. And then there are some sandwiches and cakes as well. I have to say the rum and raisin actually looks quite tempting. Vitally important, some ice cream with interesting flavours like blue bubblegum, plant-based chocolate, strawberry, or plant-based vanilla, or assume ordinary vanilla somewhere. Tea, coffee, crisps, everything you'd expect. The hot food looks pretty good, particularly the beef goulash, but it's not what I want at the moment. I want an injection of glucose. So I've chosen the rum and raisin cake, which looks nice. Full calorie Coke, which is very unusual for me. It's normally Coke Zero. I know it's full of bad things. I mean, very bizarre, but as I've never had blue bubblegum, let alone blue bubblegum ice cream, I decided to try that because I know what strawberry and vanilla taste like. So let's go with that first of all. Well, it's definitely very blue. There's no question about that whatsoever. Dig in. I just looking forward to some ridiculous flavour because my body is just screaming blue murder, a bit like the ice cream. Well, that tastes distinctly peculiar. It does taste a little bit like the bubble gum I remember from my childhood, but kind of finished off with some kind of cleaning fluid at the end. That might be a bit unfair, but it tastes a bit like that. And then it's got something I can't identify. That gives it a bit of texture. Perhaps that's supposed to be the feel of bubble gum. Is it coconut? No. But it's got that kind of impact or effect. The Coke? That's great. Very welcome. And then let's try this very rich looking cake. It's quite dense. Okay. So it's almost Christmas cake density. It's got that kind of base with raisins in, but it's got a strong rum flavour and nice buttercream on top, which I dare say has a little bit of rum in it. I like Christmas cake. This is much moister. This is a pretty good cake, and I've not had anything like it before, and I always welcome new discoveries. That makes a magnificent day out. I'm sure if you've got kids that absolutely love the mountain railway, and at the same time the beautiful walks through the stunning nature and mountains of the Cairngorm National Park, and lots of great activities to keep everybody of all ages interested. And I think all in all the prices are pretty fair as well. Also, if you want to actually camp overnight or have a camper van or something, you can actually park in the car park here for £25 a night, which seems to me a pretty good deal. Anyhow, my body is now screaming for some relaxation, so I'm going to go and get a really warm bath, eat some more food, and have hopefully a pleasant evening.